From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Wednesday, January the 16th, 2019. An American Jewish businessman is among 14 people who were murdered in the terror attack in Nairobi, Kenya yesterday. Jason Spindler led a consulting firm with offices located in the hotel complex that was attacked by the Somali militant Islamist terror group Al-Shabaab. Spindler's mother said her son was trying to make positive change in the third world. Well, no remains of Holocaust victims have been found as of yet in Hungary's Danube. As we reported to you yesterday, Israel's Interior Minister Aryeh Deri announced that after meeting with his Hungarian counterpart, a search of the river was approved. Thousands of Jews were murdered on the banks of the Danube during the Holocaust. Today, a sonar scan of the bottom of the river did not reveal any bones, but the Israeli search and rescue team from the volunteer Zaka organization said they will try again next month. Human remains said to be of Jewish Holocaust victims were found in the river in 2011. Former Jerusalem Mayor Nir Barkat made his official entry into national politics. Barkat registered on Monday for the Likud party primaries, saying, "I am excited to serve the state of Israel and the people of Israel, to put my shoulder to the wheel and harness my skills and experience in order to bolster Prime Minister Netanyahu and the Likud movement in its path." The Likud primaries are scheduled for February the 5th. Early elections in Israel are set for April the 9th. Ynet reports that the U.S. military is looking to purchase 2 Iron Dome batteries from Israel. Citing a report from news site Inside Defense, the U.S. Army is reportedly looking to attain the batteries to provide ground forces protection against unmanned air vehicles, mortars, rockets, artillery, and cruise missiles before the end of next year, and has asked Congress for $373 million for the Israeli-made defense system. Israel's Minister of Energy, Yuval Steinitz, welcomed U.S. Deputy Secretary of Energy Dan Brulette to Jerusalem today. Steinitz is just back from significant meetings on energy cooperation in Egypt, and he discussed those efforts with Brulette today, among other issues. The Associated Press reports that Florida Governor Ron DeSantis called for sanctions against Airbnb unless the vacation home rental giant reverses its decision to remove listings of West Bank Jewish settlements from their site. If you recall, back in November, Airbnb announced it would delist about 200 properties and stop operating in Israeli settlements. They said the settlements are at the core of the conflict between the Israelis and Palestinians. DeSantis wrote on social media yesterday, "As long as I'm governor of Florida, BDS," referring there to the Boycott, Divestment, and Sanctions campaign against Israel, "will be DOA." He said, "We have a moral obligation to oppose Airbnb's policy against Israel in the West Bank, and today I'm announcing we are suspending authorization for state employees to use Airbnb for reimbursable travel expenses." Israel's Minister of Strategic Affairs, Gilad Erdan, called the Florida governor's statement an important decision. Well, Tel Aviv now has a very economical option for visitors who want to stay in the bustling and oftentimes expensive city, a pod or capsule hostel called the Spot Hostel. It's based on a concept developed in Japan, which offers very small, inexpensive, basic, comfortable rooms, and also a section of tents for indoor camping. Marketing and sales manager Naama Shviki said it's all about added value and sharing and community. She said, "We say, spend the money on your trip, not on your room." Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Wednesday, January the 16th at 7 o'clock. It's from the Aleph Bet. At 7:30, Singapore's foreign minister discusses that country's long relationship with Israel. At 8 o'clock, musician Marika Hughes and writer-photographer Julian Valoge talk about their Jewish identity at a New York Jewish Week program at Congregation B'nai Jeshurun in New York City. At 9, Mark Golub sits down with Francis Bach, who was kidnapped at the age of 7 in Sudan and held as a slave for 10 years. He talks about his ordeal and his fight together with Charles Jacobs against black-on-black slavery in the Muslim world. At 10:30, Shahrazani speaks with Alaska Airlines pilot and navigator Elgin Long, who recalls his role in the covert rescue of thousands of Yemenite Jews to Israel. And coming up right after this newscast tonight at 6:30, it's Thinking Out Loud with Micah Halpern. And that's the JBS News Update for Wednesday, January the 16th, 2019. I'm Teisha Bader.